Every new morning is not just another day on the calendar. It is a fresh gift, wrapped in God's mercy and grace. How you begin your morning sets the rhythm for the rest of the day. If you start with worry, your heart carries weight. But if you start with gratitude, your soul carries light. Gratitude is more than polite words. It is a powerful prayer that connects you to heaven and shifts the atmosphere of your entire life. When you open your eyes at dawn, before touching your phone, before rushing into tasks, pause and breathe deeply. Whisper, "Thank you. Thank you for life. Thank you for breath. Thank you for another opportunity to grow, to love, and to shine." This simple prayer unlocks the windows of heaven. Gratitude is the key that opens God's storehouse of blessings. Prayer of gratitude is not about asking first. It is about aligning. When you align your spirit with divine purpose, peace fills your heart and strength rises within you. You don't start your day in reaction to problems. You start in connection with the source of solutions. Gratitude anchors you in faith, even when the day ahead is uncertain. Gratitude transforms your inner world. It takes fear and replaces it with trust. It takes anxiety and replaces it with calmness. It takes doubt and replaces it with boldness. As you pray, "Lord, I thank you for what I have, for where you've brought me, and for what you are preparing for me," your heart opens to see possibilities that worry would have blinded. Words of gratitude spoken aloud carry power. When you say, "Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the strength to work. Thank you for the lessons in my struggles," you are shaping the spiritual atmosphere around you. Gratitude declares that you already live in abundance, and abundance attracts more abundance. Each morning prayer of gratitude also invites divine guidance. Life is filled with decisions, crossroads, and challenges. When you start with thanksgiving, your mind becomes clearer and your spirit more sensitive to direction. You find yourself walking in wisdom, making better choices, and recognizing opportunities you would have missed if you began the day in frustration or distraction. Gratitude is the doorway to blessings, and the most powerful way to open that doorway is by beginning each new morning with a heart full of thanksgiving. When the sun rises and the world awakens, you are being given a new chance, a fresh opportunity, a gift that many long for but do not receive. To simply wake up and breathe is itself a miracle. And when your first words of the day are words of gratitude, you invite even greater miracles to unfold throughout your journey. Starting the morning with gratitude is not just a habit. It is a spiritual discipline, a conscious choice to focus on what has been given instead of what is missing. When you rise from sleep, it is easy to immediately think of the tasks waiting for you, the responsibilities weighing on your mind, or the challenges you fear may come your way. Yet, if in that very moment you choose to bow your head and whisper, "Thank you," something changes within you. Gratitude lifts the burdens before you even carry them. It reshapes your perspective before you face the demands of the day. Where others step into stress, you step into peace, because your heart has already anchored itself in thankfulness. Gratitude is not a shallow smile or empty words. It is a prayer that flows from the deepest part of your spirit. It acknowledges that every breath is a gift, every heartbeat a blessing, every moment of life an opportunity to grow and to serve. When you wake and begin your day by thanking God for the gift of life, for the health that sustains you, for the shelter that protects you, and even for the struggles that shape you, you begin to see the world differently. Your eyes are open to abundance where others see lack. Your spirit is strengthened where others feel weak. To start the day with gratitude is to set a spiritual tone that echoes into every action you take. Imagine beginning your morning with complaints or worry. It colors the hours ahead with shadows of fear and frustration. But when you rise with gratitude, the same hours become filled with light, because your heart carries joy that no circumstance can easily steal. Gratitude is a shield against negativity and a fountain of strength that renews itself as you pour it out each day. This morning prayer of gratitude does not need to be long or complicated. It can be as simple as saying, "Thank you for life. Thank you for today. Thank you for what I have. And thank you for what is yet to come." In these simple words lies the power to shift your entire outlook. You are declaring to yourself and to the world that you live in faith, not fear, in hope, not despair. Gratitude opens heaven's windows, and blessings flow down to meet the thankful heart. Prayer is often misunderstood as only a time to ask for things, a moment when we present a long list of needs and requests. But true prayer is not only about asking, it is about aligning. When you begin your morning in prayer, you are not simply bringing your desires to God. You are bringing your heart into harmony with His purpose. This alignment is what gives prayer its deepest power. It shifts the focus from your own limited vision to His infinite wisdom, from your own worries to His perfect plan. Think of prayer as tuning an instrument. A musician does not start a performance without first tuning the strings, because if the instrument is out of harmony, the music will not flow as it should. In the same way, if your spirit is not aligned each morning, the melody of your day becomes full of noise, worry, and imbalance. But when you align your heart in prayer, the rest of the day plays out with greater peace, order, and clarity. Prayer is the tuning of the soul, and gratitude is the first note in that tuning. When you rise in the morning and take a moment to give thanks, you are not only acknowledging what has been done for you, you are stepping into a larger rhythm. You are saying, "I trust that my life today has meaning, and I want my steps to match that meaning." This kind of prayer aligns your thoughts, your words, and your actions with a divine flow. Instead of reacting to challenges with fear, you respond with faith. Instead of letting stress dictate your choices, you allow wisdom to guide you. Alignment through prayer is what transforms a restless heart into a confident one. It is important to remember that prayer is not a ritual to impress anyone. It is not about speaking perfect words or following a formula. It is about coming with honesty and surrender, laying down the weight of your own control and asking to be guided by something greater. This is why prayer of gratitude is so powerful. It begins by focusing not on what you lack, but on what you already have. It shifts the posture of your spirit from grasping to receiving, from complaining to appreciating. When you align your heart with God's purpose each morning, you discover that peace rises within you even before the day has fully begun. Problems may still appear, but they no longer intimidate you, because you know your spirit is anchored in something higher. Decisions may still be required, but you face them with clarity, because you are listening for direction rather than rushing into confusion. Prayer becomes less about changing your circumstances and more about changing your perspective, which in turn changes how you walk through those circumstances. So each morning, as you begin your day, let your prayer not only be a list of requests, but a declaration of alignment. Say, "Guide me, shape me, and let my life today be in harmony with your will. That simple surrender has the power to carry you through the day with strength, confidence, and peace. Words are not just sounds in the air. They are seeds planted in the soil of our lives. And what we speak has the power to shape the atmosphere around us. When you begin your morning by speaking words of gratitude, you are not only lifting up your heart, you are also creating a spiritual climate that invites peace, hope, and blessings into your day. The tongue has the power of life and death, and the choice to use it for thanksgiving first thing in the morning sets the tone for everything that follows. It is like opening the windows of a house to let fresh air rush in, clearing away the heaviness of the night. When you speak out words such as, "Thank you for my health. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for the strength to face this day," you are shifting your focus away from complaints and lack, and turning your eyes toward the abundance that already surrounds you. This spoken gratitude is not only heard by God, but also heard by your own mind and spirit. The more you declare thanks, the more your inner being begins to believe and walk in that truth. You reprogram your thinking from negativity to positivity, from despair to hope, from fear to confidence. Gratitude spoken aloud also influences the environment of your home. Imagine beginning your morning in silence, burdened by unspoken worry, compared to beginning your day with words of thanks, spoken clearly and with intention. The latter creates an atmosphere of lightness and joy, not only for you but for everyone around you. Family members, children, or even co-workers who hear your grateful words feel the ripple effect of that positive atmosphere. Words of gratitude have the power to heal relationships, uplift spirits, and draw people closer together. There is also a spiritual law in gratitude. What you bless increases, and what you complain about decreases. When you complain, you shrink your view of life and blind yourself to possibilities. But when you bless the little you have through words of thanks, you open the door for it to grow. Just as a seed planted in fertile soil multiplies into a harvest, words of gratitude multiply blessings in your life. When spoken in faith, your words become instruments of creation, drawing into existence the very things you are thankful for. Many people underestimate the power of spoken gratitude and keep their thanks locked silently inside. But silence does not carry the same authority as a declaration. When you declare, "I am thankful for today. I am thankful for strength. I am thankful for guidance," you release life into the atmosphere. Gratitude spoken aloud is a shield against negativity and a magnet for blessings. Each word of thanks is a light that pushes away the darkness of doubt and invites a divine presence to cover your day. This is why beginning the morning with spoken gratitude is not just a habit. It is a way of creating the atmosphere of heaven on earth. Each day is filled with decisions, opportunities, and challenges. And often the difference between peace and chaos lies in the way we choose to begin our morning. A grateful prayer at the start of the day is not only a spiritual act of thanksgiving, it is also an invitation for divine guidance to flow into every choice, every step, and every encounter we will face. Gratitude opens the heart, and an open heart is more sensitive to the gentle whispers of direction that guide us along the right path. When you begin your morning with thanks, you are saying to the Creator, "I trust you. I acknowledge that every good thing in my life has come from your hand, and I believe you will guide me today as well." This posture of humility allows you to receive wisdom in places where confusion once reigned. Gratitude clears the fog of anxiety and sharpens your ability to recognize the opportunities placed before you. Many people miss blessings because they are too focused on what they lack or too consumed by worry to see what is already in their hands. But when you pray with gratitude, your spiritual vision clears, and you begin to notice doors opening that once looked like walls. Life is full of crossroads, moments where the path is not obvious, where the choice you make could shape the rest of your journey. In those moments, guidance is everything. A heart weighed down by complaints often struggles to see clearly, but a heart filled with thanks is light enough to follow divine direction. Each word of gratitude you speak is like a signal of faith, and faith is what allows guidance to flow. When you say, "Thank you for my life. Thank you for this new day. Thank you for the unseen blessings ahead," you are opening the way for wisdom to meet you at every turn. This guidance may not always come as a loud voice or a dramatic sign, but it comes in the form of peace that guards your decisions, clarity in your thoughts, or unexpected opportunities that align perfectly with your needs. Gratitude tunes your spirit to recognize these gentle nudges. Without it, you may walk past blessings without realizing they were meant for you. With it, you walk with eyes wide open, sensitive to every detail, every lesson and every gift. When you begin your day with gratitude, even challenges become easier to handle because guidance shows you how to turn obstacles into stepping stones. You may not control what comes your way, but with a grateful heart, you can be sure that you will be guided through it. Gratitude not only attracts blessings, it attracts direction. It points your steps toward peace, growth, and fulfillment. So, when you wake tomorrow, remember that your first words of thanks are not only praise. They are also keys that unlock divine guidance for the day ahead. Gratitude is more than a polite expression. It is a spiritual principle that has the power to multiply blessings in your life. When you see gratitude as a seed, you begin to understand why it is so powerful. A seed may look small and insignificant, but hidden within it is the potential for growth, abundance, and multiplication. In the same way, a word of thanksgiving spoken in the morning may seem simple, but it carries within it the ability to bring forth miracles. Gratitude is never wasted. Just as a farmer does not doubt that a seed will eventually produce a harvest, those who practice gratitude know that every prayer of thanks plants something in the unseen that will bloom in the right time. When you wake up and give thanks for the little you have, you are planting the seed of abundance. You might not yet have all the resources, all the answers, or all the opportunities you desire, but gratitude turns your focus to the blessings already present, no matter how small. By blessing them with your words, you prepare the ground for those blessings to grow. Think of the story of the loaves and fishes. What seemed too small to feed thousands became more than enough once it was lifted up in thanksgiving. Gratitude has that same multiplying effect in our lives. Complaining, on the other hand, is like tearing up the soil before the seed has a chance to grow. When we complain about what is lacking, we choke the potential of what we already have. Gratitude, however, waters the seed, nourishes it, and brings it to life. Each morning when you thank God for what you have, even if it seems little, you are affirming that it is enough to begin with. That affirmation invites divine power to expand it beyond your imagination. Gratitude also prepares the heart to recognize miracles. Sometimes blessings arrive in unexpected forms, and without a grateful perspective, they can be overlooked. Gratitude sharpens your eyes to see that what looks ordinary may actually be the beginning of something extraordinary. A small opportunity, a simple conversation, or even a closed door may be the very thing that leads you into a greater destiny. Gratitude gives you the patience to wait for the harvest and the faith to believe that it is already growing. Each prayer of thanks you lift in the morning is a declaration of faith. It says, I believe more is coming, even if I cannot yet see it. Faith and gratitude walk hand in hand, and together they release miracles. Over time, you will see how these simple seeds of gratitude produce a harvest of peace, joy, provision, and unexpected breakthroughs. This is why it is said that gratitude is the seed for miracles. The more you plant it, the more you will see multiplication in every area of your life. Begin each day with thanksgiving, and watch your little become more than enough.